Hello and welcome to my therapy session. Today we'll do something a little bit different because I'm not gonna pull my punches. Since it's the end of the year and beginning of a brand new one, I wanted to do some kind of summary, but I think I found the most delusional, weird-ass YouTube creator of this passing year. And quickly skimming through everything this guy did this year with all of you will be a perfect way for us to look at what kind of a ride did the 2023 year took us all upon. And trust me when I say it truly is quite the hellhole. This video will be different for two reasons. As I said at the very beginning, I have a personal gripe with this dude. There's just something about him I can't stand on a personal level. Usually when we laugh around here, we're just making jokes at online personas of creators, not at them as people, with the exclusion of literal criminals and horrendous people, you know. But this will be different, so we're going for the throat. Secondly, I just so happen to have some connections in this case. Yeah, your boy is making it to the big leagues now. So, I'll be able to show you things that are not even public anymore, and that not many people have access to nowadays. So, everybody, let's thank the anonymous insider in our group, because thanks to them, I can expose this motherfucker further. Alright, without further ado, let's do this! The channel we're putting on the scope today was created on 7th April 2023 and naturally started with nobody following it. It seems the dude didn't have much social media presence prior to creating this account, so there weren't really any people that would ever just subscribe to him out of nowhere, not before posting some kind of content at the very least. Here's where the inside info is kicking in for the first time, because as of today, his oldest video public on the channel dates back to May 9th, and we'll come back to it shortly, trust me. But first let's talk about what was happening in that 1 month gap between the channel's inception and its first video. Well, apparently this wannabe amateur did buy a microphone to create content that he had in mind, but was so incompetent that he didn't even set up the audio settings whatsoever. Just plugged the mic in and recorded like he got signed by Dr. Dre and the producer did everything for him, which resulted in his very first video sounding like it's a lost and found scientific report about human brains physically shrinking by each passing year from 1950s, with his very first, now private film, being titled Weirdest, Most Illegal Looking Chess Move Ever Seen. He also added MP4 into the title, which I don't know what the fuck that's for. Don't ask me to decipher a brain of this kind of specimen, because I wouldn't know where to start even if you gave me 3 lifetimes worth of attempts. The video was posted on 10th of April, which was a period of time where Chess World Championship match was happening, which indicates that this was definitely an attempt at milking a popular topic. Truly pathetic, and no respectable person would have ever done that. Not only that, with this video, he showed absolute lack of respect for the beautiful game played by royalty and the brightest minds of this planet by inserting his lack of understanding of basic chess rules onto the youth. Granted, it was a completely different variation of chess, because it was about chess 960, where all the pieces are placed randomly at the beginning of each game, but still, you get what I'm saying. Absolute lack of respect shown by this person. April 16 was quite the key date, as it was then that one of the biggest videos on this channel to this day was uploaded. Not only that, but per my sources, this was actually the very idea that sparked the desire to even make the channel in the first place. So in a way, that's what we have to thank for this video. Gee, thanks, am I right? The video title was All My Homies Hate Goddess of Victory Nikke. Nikke Deep Dive. Which, okay, the name ain't half bad, I admit. And it seems that this goober wanted to make big info dump kind of productions according to that deep dive being mentioned in the title. And the video lasts over 47 minutes, so makes sense on the surface, but come on, I can't not talk about it any longer. This dude made a video about a fucking fanservice gacha game, calling the story good while being at it, even mentioning getting emotional over it. My guy giving the strongest nice guy vibes I've seen in a minute. He did actually mildly criticize the overly horny ass community and said that the writing is insanely cringy sometimes, not even mentioning the ads which were like peak fucking disgust bait. I don't want to lie about what he said, but like, come on dude, ain't nobody believing your ass. Don't disassociate yourself from this like you ain't part of it by praising this shit. You're playing it and publicly talking about it. That's more than enough to label you in the same category as the absolute fucking degenerates of this baited by explicit contents fan base. You are part of the problem. The video itself had quite a lot of research put into it, but it doesn't change the fact that it's unwatchable. Also, I just want to point out that the first two videos from him were about a sport in which players use anal bits to cheat, and about a game drawing basically only the horniest motherfuckers in the neighborhood respectively. Like, do I need to say more? Anyway, remember how I mentioned nice guys? Yeah, the next video was about them. Would you look at that? Crazy. There's really not much to say other than how fucking awkward this guy sounds. Like, bad audio aside, holy shit. Does somebody hold you at a gunpoint there, buddy? You'd swear there's vomit on his sweater already, mom spaghetti, the way he's choking and stumbling on his words out there. Man, you sound uncomfortable when you have some things written down right before you. But when you seemingly go full freestyle mode, we could cut the tension with a fucking paper fork. By the way, you barely cling onto not fumbling a single sentence after sometimes recording multiple takes. I don't know, man, might want that checked out. Here, we arrive at the first public video, which, funnily enough, has a very similar title to the one you are watching right now. See what I did there? The parallels. The transition in quality would be like going from hell straight to heaven if we were talking about the 90s here, but it was 2023, so it's still bad. The echo is still very much present, which maybe means he cleans up his basement from time to time, so that's some kind of a W. And other than that, the settings are set up to be overall way too low for his voice. You ain't corpse husband. You kinda sound like these people putting their face straight into the mics and forcefully lowering their voice in a whisper like it's a tragic attempt at an ASMR that could end in casualties. And there's no need for that. Your voice is like your one quality that ain't half bad. Use it! I checked the conspiracy theorist guy that was talked about in this video, and he's barely been trolling since then, on that account at least. Only briefly talking about some NBA conspiracies now, and making up a story about essaying his imaginary girlfriend. Hopefully the lack of posts means he actually has a life now, because goddamn did the Reddit guy need to get off the internet. On May 17th, the second and currently last deep dive was posted onto our subjects channel. This one being about the 2021 Chess World Championship match. And again, who the hell is this guy to talk about this beautiful game of brilliant folks? You ain't even a titled player. Truly despicable, if you ask me. This video was 50 minutes of content, and while there was work put into the research, it once again got deleted because of the lackluster audio, making a 50-minute piece almost unbearable to watch. Good for us is all I'm gonna say. Who'd want to listen to a weak-ass player showing games and everything around them from best of the best ducking it out? Sounds like a waste of time. From this point onward, almost everything posted is still up to this very day, with the exception of one video, which was originally posted during vacation on August 17th to be exact. Actually, wait, according to my sources, it was a re-upload. I just remembered. Originally, it was posted a week or two before that date, I believe, although I'm not sure, as it's not up anywhere anymore. Even my sources are powerless with this one. Anyway, that video was basically a 40-minute bomb jump on a family content channel named Nora's Nuts, and YouTube was restricting comments from it and all of that good stuff. Not to mention, when he was done making it, his broadcast editing software messed the video up when he thought he already saved everything and just left it cluelessly, going to sleep, not knowing that parts of the video got corrupted and his dumbass couldn't save it because he already deleted these files, apparently due to the lack of space on his PC. If he's watching this, he probably hates this part of my video the most, as not only the channel he talked about there is just a really sad topic in general, but also he had so many technical problems with the video itself, and in the end he didn't even keep it public due to a couple of reasons really. Mainly the ending being out of sync and it doing very poorly due to the restrictions put onto it by YouTube during first few days after release. We skipped through the line a little bit though, as you may wonder why in the world would someone like him, with seemingly no audience, consider any video ever to perform poorly in the first place. Like, you can't have standards when you never gained anything to begin with, right? Well, that's because ever since those two videos, which were like reaction/commentary pieces, there actually was engagement from others. The community was kinda starting to form. Did these videos performed well, you ask? Fuck no! But the numbers weren't what was important. It was more so that the individual people who did watch it engaged with the content in some kind of way. First comments, first subscriptions, things like that. After those blabbering sessions, that community gained somewhere around 20/30 people actively subbing, which I don't usually go after viewers, but come on, shame on them really. Couldn't be my viewers, am I right? Digesting any content on their way, no matter how terrible it is not something we would ever partake in. Come on, this community has taste, unlike whatever those people smoke before putting on a guy with a yee hanging on by a thread ass haircut on their screens. Video about another gem of a creator posted on July 6th, back when the Jax Films vs Sniper Wolf drama started, was mainly going through not that drama itself, but instead focused on Sniper Wolf's major career fuck-ups as a whole, showcasing what kind of an online presence she was. This is blatantly sexist behavior. It's clear as a day he jumped on the women hate bandwagon the moment he saw one of the most popular ones being involved in a drama. Just ask Sniper Wolf herself for her opinion. Ever since then, he released 2 more videos about her, showing clear obsession. Should be checked in a mental asylum at this point. This kind of stalking could be topped only by going to somebody's house directly and doxing them while doing so. Unacceptable behavior and pathetic attempt at milking a dead topic. You ain't slick, dude. And yeah, ever since the last video, she managed to lose 1 lawsuit filed by herself already, and while her views heavily dipped, they are still doing insanely amazing in comparison to basically anybody else outside of the selected few. Truly a YouTube icon for children to look up to. After this, a lot of new people, very tragically, my deepest condolences truly, were introduced to this figure because of 2 back-to-back videos at the beginning and in the middle of August respectively. Those being a skit called The Entire Internet Explained in 5 Minutes and The Island Boys Are Into Each Other. This skit was a first video that got over 1,000 of views on that channel and is overall full of hypocrisy. The dude's clearly just bitter about the internet whilst literally using an internet platform. Phenomenal display of logic there, sounding like a 60-year-old man reminiscing about times when they had to do the simplest of tasks without the access to worldwide information as they do today. Oh, the travesty. Bro's probably yelling about 5G in his spare time. The Island Boys video talked about the fake musicians antenna people whose lack of fame and thereof money probably drove them into sobriety first time since about 10 years, so they had to start kissing each other to try and once again hang onto some cloud. Also, I forgot to mention this minute detail, but they are brothers, so yeah. I think this commenter said it perfectly. Good to see at least one of them being sane and reasonable out there. As for where the Island Boys are today, they are nowhere. Who could have guessed someone with literally nothing to offer but this controversy wouldn't stay popular for even a full month? The commentary videos would overall continue, with this guy dissing some of the most lovable creators, such as EDP or Yanderedev. Truly, there's no end when it comes to controversy with this dude. He also recorded an insanely insensitive video about depression. I mean, just look at this thumbnail. The fuck is wrong with you? Clearly mocking people with actual problems and gatekeeping a mental illness, laughing at other creators expressing themselves through kicking a rock. Ever since then, the videos gained about 1,000 views on average, which is nothing to scoff at, with the only question being why are people watching it? This status quo would briefly change with a very similar situation to the previous one. Once again, 2 consecutive videos got much more recognition than any of the other previous ones. The previously mentioned piece on Yanderedev, who's a groomer and can't even get close to finishing one game after 10 years of work, and the second one being about Nick is not green, with this clearly clickbaity title. In this video, which got almost 6,000 views by now, by the way, he blatantly lies and tries to slander Nick, proclaiming that Nick allegedly threw his friend's pet lizard. Like, man, you can literally go to court over that. Literal defamation, and I'd personally file the lawsuit like his name is Lia Shelesh if I were Nick. The video was released about a week before the milk completely began to spill against Green is not Nick, and it talked about his overall lack of research and journalistic integrity over all his various channels. Not only using the super mega drama context, but also some of other Nick's screw-ups, so to speak. As for where Nick is today, he is currently making his 10th apology video that he will delete anyway. Afterwards, he's done couple of more videos, such as the one about Travis Scott, in which he holds things against an artist that happened over last couple of years. Like, let it go, my guy. Travis clearly lives rent-free in your head, which is obvious after that 8-minute video you made. Or a big 28-minute film about Pokimane, which again, simply sexist, just ask Pokimane. He's been fairly active in December, but those are the most recent ones and really nothing changed. It's still terrible, extremely biased, and overall just delusional. So yeah, this channel, which by the way has a really stupid name that for some reason I didn't mention before, it's Iserpesnod, I believe, or something equally as dumb as that. Like, for real, what does that even mean? What a stupid name. But yeah, this channel very tragically grew to over 330 people subscribing to it and creating a strong foundation of a fan base. They are probably all degenerates or something. Overall, Iserpesnod shows everything that's wrong with YouTube and possibly even social media in general. So yeah, subscribe to me as we are the ones in the right here. The rest is just dumb and their opinions don't matter. Certainly not that guy's ones. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for this entire year worth of support. Whether you started following me in June or December, you are always appreciated for that. My wish for the next year is for this place to be an influential platform for both laughs and real conversations. And most importantly, to bring entertainment to as many people as possible. Because as much as we all need to talk about a lot lot of serious topics. I believe it's equally as important to have smiles on our faces along the way, acknowledging issues that happen around the world, while also not letting them completely and utterly destroy us emotionally. I think that's a fair way to look at things. I don't know. Anyway, it is and will all be possible because of you. So thank you. Happy New Year, and I will see you on the next session.